Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you'll be able to see by the title, we're going to be talking about hair. Now, I did have a few people asking me to do this video, especially asking me how I keep my hair so healthy and shiny and all that good stuff. So I'm going to keep reflecting back while I'm telling you sort of hair care tips and saying about different products that I use and that I maybe use, so that tip or whatever. So if you weren't aware that I'm actually a hairdresser, I'll be qualified after summer, or I should be, hopefully, if I can get all the work done in this pandemic. But yeah, I'm a hairdresser, and for some weird reason I've never spoke about hair really on my channel, like unless I get products and like glossy boxes or something, I never really bring it up. So yeah, I thought I would sort of bring you guys a hair video and sort of, I don't know, tell you guys a few hair tips. I've got quite a lot here. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown on what my hair is like, just to save people asking, just so you know. I have 100% virgin hair. There is no colour in it, there is no highlights, bleach, anything in it. That's 100% natural. I also don't have any extensions or anything. As you can see, it's kind of thick, but it's kind of thin. It's sort of medium, and it sort of goes down to about the bottom of my stomach, so it's quite long. I can't really figure out anything in particular I've done to get it this long, but I do have a few tips on helping your hair get a little bit longer, which is one of the questions, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. But we're just going to go on to the tips. So my first tip for you guys is that when shampooing your hair, only focus on the root. So as you can see how long my hair is, there's no point in me putting loads of shampoo in this bit when it's actually up here that needs washed, because your hair produces natural oils. That's why obviously your hair can get greasy and it needs washed, but it's not going to be down here, so there's no point. Plus you're wasting shampoo, you're drying out your ends because you're cleaning something that's clean, so you're just going to end up drying it out, and it can cost you a lot more money, because I'm not saying don't wash the ends, obviously they can get dirty, but focus on the root and then sort of bring the ends up with it and wash them, but just don't take a big bit of shampoo and put it on the ends, because it's a total waste and it'll do absolutely nothing for you. So tip number 2 is that when conditioning your hair, only do it from the midlines to ends. So it doesn't matter what type of hair you have, whether you've got coloured hair, dry hair, natural hair, oily hair, anything like that, focus midlines to ends, because again, there's absolutely no point. Why would you moisturise your root when you've just washed your hair and you've just washed natural oils and moisture and everything out of your root? Why would you then put it back in? You're going to need to wash your hair more frequently. It's not going to last as long. If you touch it, it's just not really going to last as long as well. So focus on the midlines to ends, just probably from like about here. You could go even further, as long as you're a good few inches from your root and it's not going to touch your root, then you'll be absolutely fine. But this is the bit that you want to sort of, that's the bit that's going to look the best. Like, nobody's going to look at your root, so you've got shiny roots, that's not a good look. Plus, if you put conditioner on your root, it weighs your hair down, because conditioner is so heavy and it's like full of moisture. It's just going to weigh it down. So if you're looking for volume in your hair and you're applying conditioner to your root, it's really not going to help. So tip number 3 is to not shampoo every day. Don't do it. Your hair, as I said, produces natural oils, which is good for your hair and helps keep it really healthy, or helps keep it healthy. And if you're stripping them out every single day, you're not giving the oils a chance to do their job in your hair, which is obviously keep it healthy. So your hair's going to end up being too dependent. If I washed my hair every single day for say a month, so my hair's used to being washed every day, so those natural oils build up more because it needs to keep the hair healthy. So if I then go and switch back to washing it every 2 days, then my hair on the second day is going to be so oily it will be ridiculous, because the hair will have doubled up in oil to try and protect it and try and keep it healthy, because you're washing it every day and stripping it out every day. So it'll double up, then you don't wash your hair the next again day because you're trying to switch back to say 2 to 3 days. It's just going to be a mess. Like it's going to be longer in the long run. Like it's easier just to wash it every 2 days rather than wash it every day, because you're just going to end up suffering from oily hair trying to keep just washing it every 2 days, that you might even just sort of change back to washing it every day, and it's really not good for your hair. So tip number 4 is to use a heat protector. So one of my favourites is the Schwarzkopf Pro Styling Heat Protecting Spray, and this can protect your hair up to 220 degrees heat. This can be used on both wet and dry hair, so can all of them, I want to say. I've never came across a heat protector that you've got to use on wet hair and you've got to get like another one to use on dry hair. The good thing about these is you can use them both wet and dry, and this will just prevent too much damage on your hair, which can lead to your hair looking really dry, because you're going to have a lot more split ends. Your hair's just going to be so brittle because of the heat every single day. It's just not going to be good for your hair at all. I also just want to quickly mention, use this when blow drying, curling, straightening, everything. Use that whenever you're putting heat. Even the hairdryer can damage your hair, so use this. Okay, so tip number 5 is to use a brush when drying your hair. Now this can be quite a tricky thing to master, but if you get one of those round brushes, they're like easier. I don't have one to show you, but it's the one where the bristles are all the way around it. They are a lot easier. Just don't twist it and sort of tangle your hair in it. Basically, if you use a brush, you're obviously brush from root to point, not point to root. You'll just end up damaging your hair and making it frizzy, and that's not obviously what we're wanting. Because if you blow dry or brush your hair from point to root, you'll hurt your hair effectively and you get smoother results, and you damage all, without going into technical, you damage like all the insides of the hair, and it's really not good for your hair doing that. So tip number 6 is to keep your hair down. Ponytails and buns are good at the time, but if they're really tight, you think about it, if you've got your hair up in a ponytail, it's pulling from everywhere into this bobble. So can you imagine the strain it's putting on your hair, especially when your head is really sore when taking it down, or even when it's in. Imagine the strain putting it on your hair. So use an alternative. Use a scrunchie, use one of those plastic bobble things that don't leave a kink in your hair. Wear your hair down, wear it half up, half down, wear it looser, wear a low ponytail, a low bun, whatever it is, just don't wear it up too much because it does put a lot of strain on your hair. So tip number 7 is to use dry shampoo. I don't really have a preference on dry shampoo. This is just one that was probably about £80 from Home Bargains. I like the branded ones as well, but I don't really use it too often because I wash my hair every 2 days. It seems to be fine every 2 days, so I don't really need to use dry shampoo too often, unless what I do need to use it for is if I'm putting setting spray on my face. Obviously it goes in my hair, so I use a little bit. Then this is just for if your hair needs a refresh, if you're trying to get out of those washing your hair every single day, because obviously you want to keep those natural oils in your hair for as long as you can, because that's what makes it healthy. So this gives you a clean looking sort of head of hair without stripping back those natural oils, unless you need to and go and wash it. So tip number 8 is to deep clean your hair. I would recommend probably using a hair mask 1 to 2 times a week. Add it as part of your pamper routine. You would use a face mask, so use a hair mask. Just remember, you would spend loads of money on your makeup, your skincare, so spend that on your hair. Your hair needs just as much love as your face, so treat it the same. Tip number 9 is probably just to air dry your hair. So as I said, use a heat protector when using heat, but a heat protector can only cover you for so long. Like that does up to like 220 degrees, but I personally wouldn't go up to 220 degrees on my hair, but that protects it. But I would just air dry when you can, like when you come out of shower and you can, just air dry your hair. There's going to be no harm in it. It's not going to look any different. It's going to keep your hair healthier than adding unnecessary heat, unless you literally need to like blow dry your hair because you need to go somewhere or do something. But if you can get away with it, air dry your hair because it will keep it healthy. So tip number 10 is to keep your hair styling tools on a low setting, a low to medium setting, a low to medium heat. Please, please, please don't just put it on the highest heat because you think that will get the job done quicker. You think that it will get it done quicker and the curls will hold better or it will stay straighter longer. No, you're spending that extra couple of seconds, couple of minutes, whatever, waiting on the, say, curling wand heating up to its max, when you could take those couple of seconds, couple of minutes, and your hair could be done in the same amount of time using a low to medium setting. Bear in mind, these things go up to like 200 odd degrees. 100 odd degrees isn't going to be like any slower than 200 odd degrees because you've still got to wait for that heating up. So I would just 100% recommend using a low to medium heat. Don't just fire it onto the highest heat because it won't get the job done any quicker. Okay, so we're sort of heading towards the end of the video, and I just want to let you guys into a little secret. So if you feel like your hair looks shiny but not like a healthy shiny, this is why, or this could be why. Basically, a lot of brands will tell you that their shampoo does not have silicone in it. It probably does. I can't remember the brand, but I washed my hair with a shampoo and my god, my hair felt like plastic. I was rinsing it out in the water and it felt like plastic. And then when I looked at the bottle, it says no silicone. Clearly does have silicone in it. What to do, a little test, don't start chopping your hair off. Take your hair, take a good amount, like probably like that, and take some scissors and don't obviously do it up, do it root to point and do it all the way down, and if you get like little white snowflakes, then you've got silicone in your hair. As I said, a lot of brands tell you they don't, a lot of them do. I'm not saying that all of them do, but a lot of them do still have some sort of silicone in it, even though they say that they don't. And what I also want to just sort of put out there, these brands that put out sort of adverts on the TV for their shampoos and conditioners put more money into the advert than the actual product, and that is why it's got silicone in it. It's not the best for your hair. It does the job, but it's not the best, because where the brand's money goes is for the advert for the TV to try and promote this shampoo and conditioner rather than into the product. And that's why when you walk in to say, I would recommend going to a salon services shop such as Sally's, because you can buy a shampoo, you don't need a trade card. But if you go in there and you find brands that you may potentially not know about or have heard of, then it's because the money goes into the product rather than the advert for them, rather than other brands. It's the advert rather than the product. So that's just a little tip for you guys. I also just want to say that the silicone in your hair, if you want volume in your hair, the silicone in your hair weighs it down. That's why it looks unnaturally shiny. Like, it doesn't look like a healthy shiny, it looks extremely shiny, and it's just obviously all the layers of silicone. So if you're going to switch to a shampoo and conditioner from a Salon Services shop, then I would 100% recommend using a clarifying shampoo, especially if you think that the shampoo and conditioner you've previously been using has potentially got silicone in it, or if it tells you it's got silicone in it, then this will get rid of the silicone, not in one wash. It depends how, I say, bad it is, like built up it is. So what I would do is once a week wash my hair with a clarifying shampoo, and the rest use my normal shampoo from my Salon Services place. The shampoo that I like to use is Wella Elements. Because I've got 100% natural hair, I don't need like a coloured one. I don't really need one for oily, for dry. I don't really find any of those problems. I really like just using my Elements, which is for 100% natural hair. You've got Colour Brilliance, which is obviously for colour. You've got Nutrient Rich, which is for dry hair, and you've got Aqua Soham, which is for oily hair, which I do also want to say that doesn't come with conditioner, because you don't really put conditioner on oily hair. I would just 100% recommend going to a Salon Services shampoo. What you might find is there are, or when you go in, they can be a little bit expensive. They're about £20 a bottle, but you need the tiniest little bit that it actually works out the same, if not cheaper, as if you were going to a supermarket and getting loads of bottles of shampoo. It works out the same, or if not a little bit cheaper, and also does your hair the world of good. Your first time switching over might be a little bit more expensive, just because obviously you'll need that clarifying shampoo, but if you just get a smaller bottle of that and then a bigger bottle of your other shampoo, there isn't going to be any harm, and your hair will start looking really healthy. It'll look a healthy shiny, and it won't look or feel plastic at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry if it's a long one. I just kind of wanted to put everything out there. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to smash a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you would be so kind and leave me a lovely little comment down in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!